The war has led to so many things: bad roads, bad roads leading to accidents, accidents leading to death, deaths, of course, adds to the numbers of increased funerals that are being held in Ambazonia. Barrister Mbeseha, the question is, for how long? For how long? I mean, if you want to look at it logically, you could say that people die everywhere, people die every day. But when we go through the news bulletin, you will see that the way people die in Ambazonia is very sad. That is even those that has been accounted for. There are deaths that are not even accounted for. There are people that have been missing and families are hopeful, but somehow they will never return. It is highly sad. And this particular report focuses all of this based on the war. The report says all of this is because of the war. Do you agree that most or Ambazonia is recording high rates of funerals because of the war, the senseless war put on by the colonial Republic to Cameroon?
Well, there's no doubt. If there's anybody who doubts that all these deaths, 90% of them are attributed to the war. And that person was living in a different part of the world. You see, when we talk of death as a result of war, there are two types or three types of such deaths. The people who are shot, actively shot because of gunfire, they are killed directly. He fell of a bullet. That is death because weapons are in the streets. That is death because somebody shot you, premature death. But only very few people even die from that aspect of death. The majority of people who even die are victims of war. Just imagine somebody who moves from a village in Batibo or a village in Kwakwa or somewhere in Kambe out of their normal habitat and runs to Bamenda or to Boya or to Kumba to live where they have never lived in conditions under which nobody should even live. They die because of war. Just imagine for a moment that they even had clinics or what they call hospitals, health centers. Those places are overwhelmed and people will die as a result of all that. And so the funeral services will multiply as long as the war continues. But what is war? Not only human beings die. The pictures you have shown us there tell the whole story. You see those funeral vehicles parked there. If you can screen the pictures again, that will be useful to us in this analysis. You see a line of expensive cars parked there, prepared to carry the dead. Because you don't go into that car until you're a dead person. Those are expensive cars. But see where those cars are parked. The story is enough. The background where they are parked, that's the street in town. So dilapidated, no gutters, nothing to be called a city. That's the cause of war. That's why they want to carry a dead body, carry me or you, in an expensive car, from there to some place in Bamenda or in Boya, where people will come and drink, dance, and say they are making your funeral. The death has not even started then. The dead man is not yet dead. Because that very far, somewhere will attempt to take him to the village where he came from. He will get stuck somewhere. The journey will be taken over by a bicycle, later on a motorcycle, and finally by headload to be carried to be planted somewhere in your own village. That's the death of war. That's the death of infrastructure. That's not where we are supposed to be. Death of human beings, death of infrastructure, death of the facilities that are supposed to treat you, all speak the same story. They tell the same story while we fight. We did not get independence for death. We did not get independence to promote funeral homes. Funeral homes, they must exist, but funeral homes are there to give you a last good burial. We did not get independence for our corpses when we die to suffer the pain that the dead even suffer. Transportation by head, by bicycle, on terrible roads. That is not what a human being should go through. And so that's the bigger container. That's the bigger sense of it. Again, if you see those pictures of the funeral vehicles within there, almost all of them bear foreign numbers. They don't bear Cameroon numbers. They are imported from somewhere. Where life is doing better, they transport, they send that car home there. A very expensive car. With the hope that only the rich man will go to hire it to put my dead body there. And then the dead body will continue, will start its own journey, its own pains, its own suffering to be finally dead. He or she planted into the ground. Again, that is Bamenda, one of the most important cities that we have in Ambazonia, one of the most important cities that we have in the so-called Cameroon. That is not what we sign up to. Even the death have the right to some respect. That respect includes carrying them at least on a better road to be given the last signs of life. And so that's the reason why we fight. And we have to continue to fight. We've been long into this, but hopefully we'll get out of it sooner than later. Over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister Mbeseha. Moving on,